right or wrong in this context? And the second thing is like, I just heard that
there are problems that most of the good schools, colleges, including our Hyderabad universities, they are having better auditoriums, small or big. There is a studio theatre in Sarojini Naidu SN school, the earlier building called GT, Golden Threshold. It's not to use by the university. I don't think the university has the moral right to continue there. I don't think that any school has a moral right to continue to have the auditoria and have the stage of the kind where only a singer can perform or few leaders can speak or speeches can be given or lectures can be given. Because those spaces with little modification can become wonderful auditorium and performing spaces. More performing spaces which right in the beginning I have told you, and it was a fad by some of us. We are to be blamed, and I collectively share that environmental theatre and amphitheatre. Amphitheatre and environmental theatre is not the theatre this country can afford because of the seasonal climatic reason. Because it has rains and a kind of a heat it has, and sometimes the cold, and sometimes now growing population and noise pollution. So it is not for nothing that Natya Shastra never has much mentioned about Muktakashi theatre or open air theatre. It has talked of Natya Mandapa. That means it has to be a covered space. It has to be covered space and relatively intimate, not like 30,000 or 20,000 or 15,000 audiences in Greek or Italian periods. That is a barbaric theatre. But now, at this time, you can afford perhaps, don't have to be limited to the Natya Shastriya paribhasha of Riksha Griha, that is auditorium, because of the strong lights, because at that time they were having only the mashala in which the actors' expression will be seen. But now you have a kind of light that it is possible for you to see the twitch of my eye. If I wink at you, and if you are a lady, you will see it from there also. But despite that, I mean that more auditorias, and also for children, children theatre. You have children film society. You have everything for film, but for the cultural areas, for the live performing areas, you are not creating spaces and infrastructure, and we are not creating demands. And that also your school auditorium. What does it do in the evening, sir? What happens there? Yes, the principals I am asking. If you are having some auditorium, some kind of auditorium you must be having in your school, what is it doing in the evening? I mean in 365 days, how many hours it is used?
One evening for your annual day function.
No, I don't mean 1 day or 5 days. What I am meaning that the auditoriums and the existing spaces with the educational institutes are not being put to the optimum use of the performing arts or the surrounding. It can be better, it can be. I would like to, from my side, if you want some.
No, I said they can be rented out to group.
Rented out or helped out.
And
in modern school or Sardar Patel Vidyalaya and Springdale schools, it was free, that you just give the electricity cost, etc., and maintain the cleanliness, etc., and do these activities. I mean, these are the new religions. That if in the art and culture you can't invest and can't contribute, then what are you earning for? What are you training these students for? To become pigs? or to become the two-horn Rakshasa, because he will be having all the computer and all the science and technology at his hands, except the heart. Heart and the mind has got together, and that will be through culture, not alone by drama. It has to happen. Bharatri Hari has said it a long time back. Sakshat Pashu Kuch Vishanahina. Any society jo Sahitya Kala Vihina, that any society which is bereft of the art and culture is like animals who are not having the seeing horn and tail. So, but I know that we are the people, we have been slaves, and we have the slave mentality even today, and the optimum area of Asia has gone through the slave mindset. We need to get out of it. Not only political freedom, but our emancipation in the mind and the questioning and asking for cultural space is your and our birthright and birth.